Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant. So this evening, I thought maybe we would chat about Scentsy Club. And personally, I am just not one of those people that, number one, I don't even know how to screen record, and number two, I am never really all that thrilled with doing club edits with people where I'm just scrolling through the bars and I'm kind of losing touch with what's going on. If you are visual and you do better with looking at every bar that a particular consultant is editing out of their club to understand it, there are multiple people that I can recommend out there. Lisa Roberry does great club edits that way. I believe that my friend Robin even does them online. There are lots of ladies that do that, but I'm actually going to edit my club more chat style with you guys and also talk about why you should have a Scentsy Club in the first place. So we are coming up to the end of the catalog of fall of 2023 and winter of 2024. And there are so many wonderful bars that we have discussed in multiple videos all month long, where if you really, really want to save them forever and forever, you might just want to start a Scentsy Club. Or if you already have one, you want to edit it and make sure that you understand what it is that you really want to save so that on March 1st you're not disappointed because that beloved bar isn't going to possibly come back for a guarantee next fall winter season. So the way that club works is that you can put just about anything consumable into one of three frequencies. You can do monthly, you can do bi-monthly, you can do quarterly. You can do all of the above and have three different clubs that you're editing and dealing with all the time. The only thing that can go into your actual club account that will stay there forever and forever is the always get my bar perk of a retiring Scentsy bar. So let's take any specific bar that you love. Let's say maybe apple and cinnamon sticks. That is usually in the fall winter catalog. It has been for many seasons, but we do not know for sure if it's coming back this next fall winter. And if you absolutely love it, you can start a club, which is free. You just have to make sure that you save your passwords and you use your email and all that good stuff. You can set up the club at no charge. You just have to go on whoever your consultant's website is. If you're looking for someone to have clubs with, I love to have club people. It is a tremendous blessing to me. I'm always excited every time I open my workstation and there's somebody else who has started a Scentsy Club on waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us. It just makes me happy. So we can do 1, 2, or 3 of those frequencies. Personally, I carry a bi-monthly and a quarterly club. Now, I have a target kind of a budget, which is a little bit bigger than I want it to be, for those which ship to me. Bi-monthly ships 6 times a year unless I skip one, and quarterly ships 4 times a year unless I skip one. And both of these clubs, especially my quarterly, I've been carrying that for years. I don't know what my origin date is, but I would guess that at least 5, maybe going on 6 years now, I have had that quarterly Scentsy Club. So I have saved a lot of bars that you just cannot get anymore. And of course, I've edited out a few things that are heartbreaks. At this point, I think the one that's at the top of my list that I'll probably never get back is Cozy Cabin. I have some of the other bars from that same old collection that was a Christmas time thing several years ago that have kept staying through every cut that I make, but that particular one, I was a little bit younger and a little bit more foolish, and I kicked it out a long time ago. So what would you want to do in those clubs other than your bars? You could have laundry shipped to you. You could have cotton cleanups, and there will be a new size that will be available starting March 1st that's smaller, that goes in any warmer just fine. You can get cleaning products, all sorts of that type of thing. But any of those, when the catalog changes, if the products do not continue on to the spring summer, you will no longer be able to get those shipped to you in club. You might be able to look for it in clearance or some other places, such as I'm pretty sure that the pink cotton laundry is being discontinued and things like that. So let's go into my clubs. So I'm going to start with my bi-monthly. Now, most of the bars that I have in here I have had for quite a while, and this particular club for me is bakery heavy, meaning that a lot of the bars that I reach for the most in the course of a whole year, and I mentioned earlier you can skip one of every frequency if you choose to. So if I didn't skip any of my frequencies, I would get a shipment of bi-monthly and a shipment of quarterly that overlap twice a year. I don't have any need for that much wax to come all in one month. So I make sure that I skip my quarterly club every January, and I skip my bi-monthly club, I believe it's every June or July. It's somewhere in there. And then I'm always craving more of the bakery for that early fall shipment of my bi-monthly because I run out. And the quarterly club is more seasonal type bars, a lot of Christmas things, some things that are more fall heavy, or specific summer scents that are really good, but I know I'm not going to do it more than a couple months out of the year. So I don't tend to miss that shipment as keenly as the bi-monthly, where I'm not really going to run out, but sometimes I feel like I'm going to. So let's start with what's in this club. And one more thing, because there are just so many details that you have to discuss when you are talking to someone about brand new Scentsy Club convert, so to speak. When you are skipping, it has to be 12 months, and then within that next, like it's got to be over 12 months, you can skip again. So make sure that January to January for me with my quarterly, I do not skip it in between. And I think it's July to July for my bi-monthly. I'm not trying to skip it in between there. What would happen if I did? All of these bars that have been skipped in less than 12 months, so I would lose everything in mine at this point, I'm pretty sure, they'd all get wiped out. And since he's not going to give you any kind of a letter that says that they'll give it back to you, because you have to read the fine print and there will be a screen that will pop up. If bars are in the orange section of the, are you sure you want to do this cautionary pop-up screen, you're fine. But if the red part is full of bars and they're ones that you don't want to lose, you cannot skip that particular shipment and you need to wait. And also, I have tried to skip earlier than I should, and the computer says that I can't do it, and then you get like 2 weeks out from the shipment date, or maybe even 3, and I can usually go in and secure skipping that one shipment a year for each of my clubs, my bi-monthly and my quarterly. And another thing is that recently, I think within the last year or so, they have made it easier to deal with the month in which your club ships. You can move the date around for shipment. So right now I think I have mine set at the 9th, but I could push it all the way toward the end of the month. There are certain dates that are blacked out, but most dates within a month, you can move your club around. And then there are lots of people out there on the internet that are much wiser and much more clever than I am. They have all sorts of hacks for ways that you can manipulate your club to a degree so that you don't have to have it ship within a certain period of time. I'm just not going to work that hard. If I want my bars, I know that I can get them bi-monthly or quarterly, or I could move it around the frequencies and maybe get them more and bump something into a monthly club, but I'm always afraid I'm going to mess it up and then lose my bars, so I don't do that. So let's get started without further ado, like take 3, and I think we'll get going here. My bi-monthly club has 1 bar of almond croissant, which is just one of my all-time favorite bars. I had the triumvirate right at the top here. Almond croissant, apple butter frosting, 2 bars bi-monthly, and butter pecan. Those bars are non-negotiable. They ain't going nowhere unless those come back in the catalog, which they probably are never going to. And those are probably 3 that I melt the most of all the bakery bars that have got collected in my club. The next one I have here is a very unique bar, and this is Southern Evening. This is one that I will be keeping. I have thought about possibly getting rid of it because I don't use it that much, but it's just so good and so unique. And now that Bring Back My Bar is on a frequency of, if we've had it in the last 5 years, you're not getting it back for voting, I am even more reluctant to pull something from my club because it will take a very long time for it to even resurface to be able to be eligible to be voted on. And the reason for that is that at one point we were getting the same group of bars back pretty much constantly. You would see Sugar, you would see Shimmer, you would see, it was always, and we do the same thing with the fruity watermelon bars now, but at least they're different watermelon bars. It was always sugary stuff and fruity stuff and a few very specific ones that just kept coming back and back. So I think it was last year since he changed the rules, and we've gotten a much wider field of things to vote for, and I've been happier with that because stuff that I've never seen has finally come to the surface, and I think it's given us a more fair voting pool. Anyway, so Southern Evening, if I pull this now, I won't see this for years, and it is the most unique bar with geranium, musk, and subtle fruits, and it's sort of a nighttime, almost Southern woman's cologne, but it leans a little bit masculine too. It's so hard to describe. That is staying. And then I have a bar of Simply Vanilla. For right now, I'm not going to pull this because the Just Vanilla, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, or Very Vanilla. The Very Vanilla is coming in our March 1st catalog, and I have had the pleasure of melting my first tester consultant kit bar, and it was good, but I want the best performing vanilla, and until I have a few months with Very Vanilla and Simply Vanilla and Vanilla Cream, which is in my quarterly, all to wax war against each other, I'm not moving anything. Vitamin R Relax, that's never coming out of this club because this is a beautiful sort of sandalwood and amber and vanilla sugar kind of a smell. It was in a special LTO collection, and I don't think we will ever see that voted back for anything. Love and Happiness. Now here's one that I'm not going to remove because I just love it so much, but that is a bar where if I didn't enjoy it that much, maybe I'd get rid of it because that probably has a higher chance of coming back than say something like Vitamin R, but it will still be a long time because of the new voting rules. Buckleberry. This is my favorite berry scent of all time. It isn't going anywhere. It's and the Love and Happiness is like chestnuts, vanilla, a little bit of this mysterious, powdery, weird note. It's so hard to describe that bar, but it's a late winter cuddle factor sort of a smell, and it's so good. So the Buckleberry is deep berries and a little bit of bakery, and it is my favorite, and it's good for mixing. Atlantic Air. Now here is one. I'm not going to remove it at the moment. I'm going to melt a couple more bars of it and have a tough talk with myself because that, or down here a couple bars more, is another blue watery scent. One of those really does need to go from my club, but Atlantic Air just retired, I think, 2 spring-summer seasons ago. It is the most beautiful salty sea air and orchid scent. I don't want to get rid of it, and I don't know when or if we will get that voted back for Bring Back My Bar, so I hesitate. Vanilla Waves. Here is a bar that most of my friends that are in bakery land, they love their bakery, they would scream and throw things through this camera at me if I removed it. But I have a whole stack of it. I think I'm going to get through the summer and see if I melt through more of that than I think I'm going to. And if I don't, I'm going to pull this in the fall because I just don't know that I need it. But that is the most beautiful salted caramel and vanilla bakery scent. I kept that primarily for my younger daughter who no longer melts, but Tiara and Coconut. This is one of those where I just love this scent, and it is one of those LTOs that we will never see voted back for anything, and that is probably staying for the long haul. It is similar to Lush Gardenia, but amp up the sort of coconut suntan oil factor, and it is phenomenal. One of my favorite bars for late summer, and it will be staying. Now here's one that's kind of embarrassing. Caramel Chestnut. Caramel Chestnut. I have 5 bricks, and I don't even know how that happened. Plus, it's in my Bimonthly club, and it's one of those things where I look at this and I think, Elizabeth, you need to remove Caramel Chestnut from your club. But the horrifying fact is, at some point, those bricks will run out, and then what am I going to do? That may have a decent chance of coming back, but until I have a real budget crunch, I just don't want to remove it, even though that is a case where wax hoarding syndrome might be real for me because I really should remove that. The math says I should remove that, and I just can't do it. The next one is Maple Rum Cake. That's not going anywhere. I love that. That is one of the nicest, deep, dark, spicy, and just smooth bakery scents for fall. It is phenomenal. Saint Nickerdoodle. Now, this is one I think maybe I should remove it. Maybe I shouldn't. I never do. It's the most beautiful powdered sugar Dutch apple pastry scent. It's so good at Christmas time. Cranberry Muffin. This is one where I've only got a couple I'm going to be removing from this whole thing. So, just don't keep holding your breath that I'm going to be getting rid of stuff. Most of this is not going away. We're just mostly talking through what's in my club and why, because you guys are curious and you like the editing process, and I'm terrible at editing, so most of it's going to be staying. Anyway, Cranberry Muffin is one that is kind of on the bubble because this is a bar where I really do enjoy it in the fall, and it's unique, which is why I'm probably not going to get rid of it today. But out of all the things that are in my Bimonthly club, it doesn't speak to me as much. And when you're making club edits, there are things that you should be asking yourself. When could I possibly get this voted back again? That's a big one. So don't take it out if you think it's never coming back or it's going to be a long time and you love it. Number 2, how often are you reaching for it? And number 3, how unique is the scent? And see, the Cranberry Muffin, it's only getting saved on the how unique is the scent, because I'm only going to melt a couple bars a year, and probably I'm going to end up with more of this by fall than I should have, so I'll probably pull it this next winter or fall. Sticky Cinnamon Bun, not going anywhere. High performing, wonderful, deep saturated cinnamon and vanilla bar. I love it. Dancing Sugar Plums, that's not going anywhere. That is a really nice simmer spices and apple and plum, beautiful scent that I use a lot in the wintertime. Toasted Acorn and Oak, again, not going anywhere. Absolutely not going anywhere. This is the most glorious, roasty, toasty, warm, chestnutty acorn thing. If I had to choose between this and Caramel Chestnut, when there is an actual budget crunch, Caramel Chestnut's probably going because I actually like Toasted Acorn and Oak a little better. Vanilla cinnamon maple. Here's one I keep agonizing over. I may go downstairs and melt, the reason I put this in my club, melt this in my basement and see if I'm still as much in love with it as I was, because that one I'm kind of not sure if I should keep. It's a very pretty, middle of the road, vanilla, cinnamon, and sweet syrupy kind of a smell that just makes my basement smell homey. And in the summertime when I'm not melting a lot of spice, down there it's kind of cool and it's perfect for a rainy movie kind of a night. Not that I do a lot of those, but that's why I keep that in my club. Perk Me Up. That one may be leaving, but not until I smell the new coffee bar that's supposed to be coming for our July Bring Back My Bar. Churro Churro, not going anywhere. This one is the most adorable, sweet, pastry, gorgeous vanilla and fried dough scent Scentsy's ever made. I was very happy to put that back in my club last year. Hemingway, again, not going anywhere. This is one that I have just longed to have back. The last time it was in Bring Back My Bar, I didn't club it. I did this time, and it is the most gorgeous, just spicy with wood and apples, masculine scent that is so comforting. Now this next one is Ocean Air and Coconut Water, and here is between Atlantic Air and Ocean Air and Coconut Water. I need to get through one more spring, summer season, and I really do need to pull one of these two because the amount of blue bars I've got sitting in my basement stash is just ridiculous. The Ocean Air and Coconut Water is not as strong, and I need to see going through this next spring, summer season, which one do I reach for more, and which one do I need more volume of, and probably the Ocean Air and Coconut Water is going to win out, and I'm going to get rid of Atlantic Air because Atlantic Air, as my bars pile up, I'm going to melt through a couple of those a year, and it's much stronger, but it's one of those where I don't know when or if that's coming back, so I'm very cautious to remove either at the moment. Now, one I am going to take out today is Fuzzy Blanket. I like it, but I've got like 2 bricks of Jammy Time, and I was looking at all of my laundry scents. This is one I can do without. It's beautiful. It's honeysuckle and sandalwood and sort of just a cuddly dryer sheet smell in the nicest way, and this is one that I probably won't get back anytime soon, but we have to make some sort of a cut. So I think I'm going to go back and actually pull the trigger on this when I talk through the rest of my bi-monthly club. The Haunted Mansion, 3 thumbs up. If you guys watch my channel, you know I've been gushing about this for forever, since last fall, and that is totally staying. It's like a pumpkin bread spice scent, and I will melt a lot of that this next season. Frosted Cinnamon Roll, I just put this in my club at the end of the fall winter season, and that is fantastic, and it's enough different than the what's the other one that I've got up here, Sticky Cinnamon Bun, that the Frosted Cinnamon Roll is a little bit more all-purpose, and that will be staying. Now, what's so funny is now from here to the bottom, all the bars are brown or orange. It's just pretty much the way it's going to be. These are all things that I have recently saved that will be getting me through the spring-summer season, where I'm still going to want to burn a lot of things, melt a lot of things that are spicy and warm, because they're just my favorite scent profile. So we've got Frosted Cinnamon Roll. We have Cozy Kitchen, which was a Christmas brick that I just loved, and that one's great for all year, and that's why I put it in my bi-monthly instead of my quarterly. It's a creamy oats and like milk and caramel scent. Toasted apple butter. Be Still My Heart. This is so good. This is a lower key version of my favorite apple butter frosting without the sweetness, and it's a really nice earthy apple buttery sweet scent, and I will be using that a ton. Toasted caramel sugar. Here's another one where I put it in and I am enjoying it, but I'm not so wedded to that I wouldn't be willing to get rid of it. Falling Leaves. This is so gorgeous. It's not going anywhere, and I am so happy that I have this. This is an old bar that, because of the way that we changed our voting system with Bring Back My Bar, we had a chance to experience something like this, and this is patchouli, cinnamon, and clove, and it's gorgeous, and I am keeping it here. Frosted Ginger Cookie. This is another one where that and the cranberry muffin one, by the time fall rolls around, seeing whatever the new LTOs are, things like that, I may give this the boot, but wow, is it an amazing performer. And I just waited years to get it back, and we just had it in Bring Back My Bar. So it's going to ride for a while. It is the most powerful sweet candy ginger cookie scent ever, and it is so yummy. Then I've got Clove and Cinnamon Bear. These are current, and these are things I'm clubbing that are in the current catalog. Then Cashmere and Corduroy. Okay, that one's sort of a dusty pinkish mauve. I did lie, I guess, about the color. Autumn Road Trip, that one I wanted to make sure went into my bi-monthly instead of my quarterly in case we don't have that next season. And then Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl, that one I have to have tons of. I melt that all summer long on rainy days. Farm Stand Pumpkin, Cedar Cider, Cider Mill, Apple Cherry Strudel, Autumn Hearth, and Cozy Cardigan. Those are all, at least currently, in my bi-monthly club here. Now, at the moment, I've tossed in some Midnight Masquerade and some Winterberry Apple Tea. I'm not planning on having those ride for the long haul. Those, I believe, are just going to be like, I'm going to get 1 or 2 bars of it in my next shipment to put them away, and I think I'm actually going to put Midnight Masquerade up to 2 bars right now, because I don't know that I want to have that, but I want another 1 or 2 of Winterberry Apple Tea. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to get rid of Fuzzy Blanket, because I just don't need that much of it. So we're going to... No, I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't get rid of Fuzzy Blanket. It's only 1 bar. Like, it's going to make any difference. We're leaving it. I'm not doing anything. This is why I don't do edit videos with you guys. It's just crazy. Okay, so we're going to close the window on my Bimonthly club. That's everything in there, and we're only at 20 minutes, you guys. I just can't do it. It's like, nope, I want to melt that again before I for sure pull the trigger. Okay, quarterly club. Now, this one will process in April. The other one will process in March. Now these, there are some old bars in here, guys. I've got Farmhouse Fur, Sweet Plum Pastry, Cozy Cashmere, Cozy Spice. Those are oldies. You guys know what Sweet Plum Pastry is like if you've hung around Scentsy Land for any period of time. It's the most beautiful, bubbly plum juices and crust and just subtle spice. Farmhouse Fur is one of my favorite sweet tree scents. Cozy Cashmere, I was just melting that the other day. If you guys are on Instagram, you saw that I had that. I was doing that in alternate orange with Cozy Cardigan. That is more of a blackberry and musk scent, but it's similar to Cozy Cardigan. Cozy Cardigan, I think, performs a little better. Cozy Spice is the most wonderful nutmeg creamy spice scent ever. Hazelnut frosting. Now this is one most people don't have in their club, and it is subtle, beautiful ginger and buttercream, toasted marshmallow. That's self-explanatory. It is so good, and we haven't had it in quite a while. Cozy Chai, one of my favorite spicy scents of all time, with the smooth milk and the creaminess, all the chai. It's almost like gingerbread and a little bit of caramel. Vanilla Oud. This is 1 bar I'm very proud I never got out of my club. That has become a unicorn. Nobody can get that here in our region. You guys can get it better in the other 2 regions of the world. I do not know why. They will not bring this back for us in Region 1. We need this Scentsy. If you ever watch my videos, Vanilla Oud must come back for Region 1. Put it in a special collection. Do something with it, please. It is the most beautiful, deep, dark vanilla, like a really deep suede and classy wood scent. It is phenomenal. Stroopwafel Delight. Oh, you guys, it's just delicious. Cranberry Pumpkin Spice. The Stroopwafel Delight's very similar to King Cake, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this where I threw King Cake in and possibly talk through pulling that, but as you saw from the first section, I have a really hard time letting go of bars. Stroopwafel Delight is cinnamon and sugar and just wonderful, deep fall bakery goodness. Cranberry Pumpkin Spice, I'm getting a little bit bored with that, so I may actually pull that one out of my club. I don't know, but again, I have a hard time with, well, I just want to do 1 more fall season, or I just want to do 1 more summer season, and if I truly don't reach for a bar, believe it or not, I have edited these things within the last 6 months and done a pretty good job. I do better off camera than on when I'm actually going to pull the trigger, because I want to think it through quietly, and when I'm also expressing to you guys, I don't feel like I'm really settled enough to actually make a decision. This is why I don't do edit videos. So then we've got the Sweet Orange Pomander, never coming out ever in my life. That is like one of the top 10 bars of all time for me. Super heavy spice and oranges. You can see, as you're seeing my clubs here, if there's spice, if there's bakery, if there's pine trees, I'm keeping it. Hendrix is gorgeous. Nobody besides me likes it. My husband doesn't care for it, but it's this rich, gorgeous patchouli, tobacco, pink peppercorn, really wonderful fall winter masculine scent. Red berry and spruce. So good. I just did a bar swap with a friend, and she had not had this bar ever. She wasn't sure she would like it, and it even won her over. So that has beautiful cranberry and raspberry and the most gorgeous spruce you will ever smell. Black Forest Pine is a really deep, dark pine and woods and smoky pepper tangerine and vanilla kind of a deal. So gorgeous. Summer Rain. Now, a long time ago, I took this out of my club and I regretted it. Do I melt much of it? No. I mean, with my quarterly, when I skip one, I'm only getting 3 bars of these things a year. This is beautiful in the summertime. It's got black lava salt. It's got cyclamen. It has this sweet, fresh rain smell. Summer holiday. My favorite floral of all time. And that is a complex one that they retired a couple years ago. And I'm so sad that they did. It was the best. So that has tiger lily and amber and oranges. And it's just vanilla. It's just sublime. Lush Gardenia. This is one rather like the Tiara and Coconut, where I know this is a niche kind of a scent, but I love my powerhouse white florals in the spring, and it is staying. Cozy Fireside. If you guys watch my channel, it's my all-time favorite bar, although now the one underneath it is literally tied. Sweet Orange and Evergreen I like just as much as Cozy Fireside, if that is at all possible. Spice and Treat and Oranges. I mean, come on, the two of them together, they're just phenomenal. Autumn Blaze Maple, I waited a long time to get this back. This is the happiest pumpkins maple, like golden fall day kind of a walk in the woods, or maybe more like a walk by the farm stand scent. It is phenomenal, never coming out. Vanilla Cream. Now this is actually the best performing vanilla that we've had. So if I do pull something, if I like the very vanilla enough, I might actually end up pulling Simply Vanilla because the vanilla cream is stronger. And I do wish that we had the feature to be able to swap individual bars between frequencies, which we can't. Maybe someday they'll let us do that, because I would switch vanilla cream up to a bi-monthly frequency and I would drop Simply Vanilla back because the vanilla cream is just a hair stronger, saturates through them a little better. Rustic Lodge. You guys know, last summer I was so excited to get this back. This is like a really late fall backwoods kind of a smell with wood smoke and beautiful pine trees. It's so gorgeous. So happy that it's back. And again, I'm not going to melt a lot of it, so 3 bars a year is good. White Sands. Here is one that I've kept in my club for ages. It is this beautiful, smooth jasmine, rice milk, like swaying sands and palm trees out on the beach in the islands kind of a smell. Never coming out of my club. Whiteout. Now, Whiteout is one where I was very excited to get it back, and I am not arguing with myself. It is my favorite peppermint scent, but it is a peppermint scent. It's peppermint with pine and golden apple. Do I really want to keep that? Am I going to melt enough of it? I think we're going to at least wait one more season before I pull it. Blue Sage and Tonka's in here for my oldest daughter. That will be staying for her. I would easily pull that. I don't love it, but she does, so that will be staying. Saddle Up, Hometown Cowboy, and Under the Oak Tree. I really will have to pull one of these at some point, but Saddle Up is my favorite. It's like this wonderful, sweet, outdoorsy leather scent with a little bit of fresh hay to me in the background. Hometown Cowboy, my husband loves. It's similar to a little bit more leather, like White Amber and Teak, but very similar to that. And the Under the Oak Tree is my older daughter's favorite leathery scent with apples and mahogany. So I gotta leave them all. The next one is Homestead Holiday. I do not dare take this out. I actually have more bars than I'm melting through though, so that is one where if I was going to be responsible, I'd pull it, but I don't know when we'll get it back. And it is one of those Soul of Christmas bars. It's got blood orange and fir needle, and it's like sitting by Granny's kitchen stove knitting with her. Not that I know how to knit, but Sleigh Ride. This is new from this last fall winter season. You'll see here the bars I like the most that I saved for seasonal. Sleigh Ride, Cashmere Leaves, Caramel Praline Cake. And now this one is debatable whether it's staying. I think it will though. Vanilla Barnwood, that's another one where I don't know whether I'm truly going to keep this for the long haul. These were all from the last fall winter season though for LTOs, and I do not want to give them the boot yet. Everything Nice, that's definitely staying. And then everything from here on out that I've got saved here are things that are still in the window of I could club or not until the end of this month of February. Silver Bells, Fall Feelin', Cinnamon Pine Cones, Around the Campfire, Maple Apple Bourbon, Eucalyptus Wreath, Cranapple Crumble, King Cake, and Shamrock Splash. And I do think I'm going to remove King Cake because I just truly, truly like, and I could put that back in if I panic, I truly like my Stroopwafel Delight better, and how many bakery bars that are almost exactly the same does Elizabeth need? So I actually edited something out, guys. You should be happy. And then Shamrock Splash is so good that for the moment I'm going to keep it in here until I can maybe pick up a few more. It's kind of an undecided. And watch, in the middle of the night I'll throw King Cake back into my like bi-monthly, bump it up to 4 bars, get a shipment, and then pull it. It's just the way I am. But that is how Elizabeth doesn't edit her club, and this is the reason that I typically do not do these. But if you guys are looking to save special scents, and you can see some of these bars, like Vanilla Oud. Vanilla Oud is a unicorn. Nobody can get it in our region right now. It's been a very long time since we've been able to get our hands on it. They don't put it in flash sales, drives people nuts. This is why you have a club and you keep the bars, you edit the bars, you curate the bars, and you don't take out the bars unless you're absolutely sure that you're not going to regret it. So this is Elizabeth with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents, not editing her club very well. I hope that you guys have been inspired to save everything that you love. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me or shoot me an Instagram text or whatever so that I can help you have just as much trouble saying goodbye to scents that you love as I do. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.